Hey folks, just letting everybody in. Good afternoon or good morning if you're joining us from the other side of the world. Always so exciting that people can do that. Oh, Amber's here. I always see Amber on a Zoom screen, but not always on my Zoom screen, because she works with my husband every week. Hi, Amber. That's so nice to see you here. I'm glad you could come. Lee's here. Joe's here. Hi, Joe. Hi, Grania. Hi, Kathy. Who else is here? Christina's here. Oh, this is so nice. Hi, folks. I don't spot any new names. I think we've all been here before, which is nice. But do give me a shout if I've missed anybody that doesn't usually come. You're so welcome to have your cameras on or off. Obviously go with your energy, whatever feels good. We're going to be talking about energy in this call, actually, which I'm so excited to get into. You'll need your journaling tools, so notebook and pen. We don't need the big paper today, guys. We don't need it. We don't need the big paper today. We're just doing small. We're going small. So there's a reason for that. I'll get into it. So I'll grab mine. I've tidied my office this week and I just feel amazing about myself. You know, when you're like, oh, I've been meaning to do that for so long. And it's just such an overwhelming job because the kids pull loads of stuff out. And then I'm like, why are the Uno cards like in with my business cards? It's been chaos, but it's like so organized now. So that's exciting for me. I know where my pens are. I know where my pad is. If you would like to put your URL in the chat and let us know where you're joining us from, that's always so gorgeous so we can see. And then you can all connect to each other. Follow if you want to follow, subscribe if you want to subscribe. Obviously, completely up to you. So I'll dive into a little bit of teaching and then we're going to do some journaling together and then we're going to hop in and work on our Substacks. We're going to get the work done. Yes. Um, so the reason that I wanted to call this that kind of seasonal approach and having our Substack work hard for us behind the scenes is because what we tend to forget about platforms like Substack is that there is this pool of evergreen content, old gold, stuff in the archives. And because we're so used to, as business owners and as people that create content, creating new things, we're like, oh, what will we write this week? And we quite often forget to go back in and look at what we were creating this time last year or this time 2 years ago if you've been on the platform for a little while. So I always just like to put that in as a reminder because there is such wisdom there. There's wisdom in the older version of ourselves, but there's also wisdom for like making things easier for ourselves if our energy is starting to dip as we change seasons or as we head into winter. So it can just be such a beautiful gift to go into the archives and work out what you were doing this time last year. It's also really helpful around offering coupons and sales and that sort of thing. You'll start to see a ton soon. So as soon as sort of Black Friday or the whisper of Black Friday comes, everybody will be offering money off their paid subscriptions. Christmas week is the same, like 5 days of Christmas, New Year sales, it goes mad. And then it's like everybody forgets to do that throughout the year. It's really odd. So it's easy to get swept up in all of that. And I wanted to just give you the option right here and now to decide actually what you want to do and to ask me questions about what I feel intuitively about it, you know, overall, but also for you. So if you do have any questions about that, about whether you want to run a flash sale, whether you want to run a Black Friday sale, whether you want to lean into the more like Colour Friday vibes or whatever you want to do, we can chat about it. It is an opportunity to sort of open the doors and get more annual subscribers in so that you know who's coming with you for the next year. It is also the opportunity because everybody is just in that space of buy-in to sort of put an offer in front of people and for them to just be very open to buy-in. So it's almost like the energetic doors come up and we're all buying things because it's Christmas time and we're just in that space. It's very odd psychology, but I've gone deep into the psychology of pre-Christmas sales, Christmas sales, countdown things over the last few years, and I'm just more accepting of it. I think I turned away from it for a long time and I wanted to sort of dress it up as like Sparkle Friday and Colour Friday and all these things, whereas actually I think it is an opportunity to say, I do a sale once a year or I do a sale twice a year, like once at this time and another time at that time. And then you sort of not being pulled in loads of different directions and feeling like FOMO, like, oh, maybe I should put out a 20% off voucher. It's really interesting. We're going into buyer psychology in November, I think it is. But it's really interesting to note that not all people buy in the same way. So some people are impulsive buyers, some people are like working things out over a longer time before they purchase anything. Other people are looking at budgets. Other people buy like because they feel compelled to support you. So there's just so many different things going on Substack. Um, so two things for you to get started is just to have a little look at what you were doing this time last year and if there is any sort of wisdom and gold in there. And then the second thing is to make that decision. Are you going to offer any sort of sale or coupon between now and sort of New Year? I'm going to give you that window to think about and then let me know in the chat. So I'll give you a bit of time, have a look what you were doing. Maybe go into November or December if you want to go into the archive that far. If you haven't done anything like this on Substack before, just go into whether you would like to offer something special to the people around the sort of Black Friday, Christmas, New Year sort of frenzy that goes on and see what comes up for you. So I'll put those prompts in the chat so everybody's really clear what we're doing, and then we'll come back together in just about 5 minutes. So just give you to have a little look and a think about that. So if you're just joining us, I'm just putting the prompts in the chat for you all. And then the second one. I'm actually just going to show you what I would do just in case you're thinking, how do I scroll back through my posts and how do I get into that? So I'm just going to show you what I would do. Obviously, feel free to carry on working if you are doing, but if not, I'll show you what I would do. Um, so I'm going to do this for Creatively Conscious because I'm pretty sure I know what I was doing. But I just go into posts and then scroll. So basically, I know they've changed the dashboard and everything, so I think it's always helpful. So it tells me that I've published 421 posts. I've got my schedule 3 and my drafts 52. No judgment on 52 drafts. God knows what's in there. And so I would literally just scroll down and you see how you can see the little grey month. So you can just go back quite quickly to sort of see where you need to get to the next page and see what you were publishing. So this could be, an idea for posts for sure. So there's my December sale that I did, a year's access pass for £20, which I knew was there anyway. And then it shows me some of the other things that I was publishing. So it's just that bit of getting curious about what you a year ago was doing and leaning into some of that wisdom because it's particularly helpful if we're having an off day as well. So sometimes I go off on side quests, sometimes there's kind of little replays that pop up, and sometimes there's provocations and questions. So a bit of fuel there for thinking about what I might publish as we go into the last chapter of the year. Right, I will check the chat. Let's see how you're all doing with this exercise. Okay, so Emma's saying, this time last year I celebrated Creative Flock's first birthday. It was a fun way to connect with people and I ran a free session to share the joy. That's beautiful. So that's that kind of thing of being like, this is a taster of what I'm all about and everybody can come. Do you have the stats on that, Emma? Do you know if it did impact your paid subscriptions or if it did get lots of new subscribers over to you? How did it feel? Was it good? Um, I know some of you are saying that,
Yeah, I
yes. Hi, love.
hello. I'm not really good at stats. I should really be like, yes, I have all the numbers and I know.
Sometimes it's just like a feeling thing, isn't it?
Oh,
It's
the
like, oh yeah,
feeling
I
is
felt like,
lovely.
yeah.
No, the
Mm.
vibe was good, and I had people kind of come along who hadn't kind of like who had just been chatting to in like the comments and in the chat threads. So it was really nice to see some of them on the call,
Mm,
and
nice.
it was a nice vibe. It did feel like a celebration.
Yeah.
Very light-hearted and fun, and we just did silly drawing prompts and I say we all wore hats. Some people wore hats, and I wore a hat. It was just fun
Yay.
and silly. It
So
was really nice.
nice.
Yeah,
And do you
yeah.
think you want to do the same thing again, or are you going to do
Well, do
something
you know
different?
what? I've been so busy, and and it was only occurred to me. I think it might have been yesterday or the day before.
Mm.
And I was like thinking, oh no, hang on, this is my second birthday. I need to celebrate. And it was like, oh my God, I haven't prepared. And I think I'm like Joe is saying on the call, Joe Thomas. So we had a puppy arrive at the weekend, so my head is all in just puppy zone, and I'm just tired. So
It would be. Puppies are amazing, but they're a lot, aren't they?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
So it's that sort of thing, isn't it, where you've got to sort of tune in and go, would it be okay? Because I know what it's going to feel like. I've done it before to just do it with less notice and to just do it a bit more impromptu, or do you want to package something up differently? It is nice to celebrate birthdays on Substack, but it doesn't have to be on the exact day. Nobody knows that except us. So if you're like, it's my birthday month, so I've programmed something towards the end of the month
Mm.
fine, like it doesn't matter, does
Mm.
it?
Yeah. I was thinking that. I was thinking, how could I do it in a low pressure way?
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like no, but like I'm a bit more relaxed now with what I do, and I tend to I don't over prepare as much as I did, which I think is a good
Yes.
thing
Yeah.
because it takes some of that pressure off and it actually makes it far more enjoyable. So I think
And
I
I
just
know
kind
you
of
like to do
stick to it.
collabs as well, so it might be the
Mm,
opportunity to just bounce off somebody else and
mm.
revisit a collab you've already done and do it together or as somebody
Yes.
new, whatever feels good.
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've done them before with Beth Spencer, and she's always like just
Yes.
loads of fun.
Yeah,
So
loads of fun. Yeah,
yeah,
so it might be that's just a nice way to do it. And I like the hats thing. Like you could imagine that being really fun, like if you asked your members to like draw themselves a hat on their profile picture or draw like a character with a hat or something and all post
yeah.
it to notes to celebrate because you are running a really beautiful, vibrant community and they all want to celebrate you and we've chatted before and you are still showing up, doing the thing, right? Like it's a lot. People will want to celebrate you in all of that.
Yeah, so well, yeah, I think you're right. Like I thought, oh gosh, if I missed it, if I missed the opportunity, but actually, like you say, nobody knows.
Nobody
So
knows. And it's like,
don't
it's
worry.
just that thing of like a moment, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
working it through what's going to feel good. It's
Mm.
my daughter's birthday just before Christmas, but this year I'm doing a party a month early. I've done it once before for her. She doesn't know. Like she's
Um,
4, she doesn't know, but actually it means she'll have a better experience because people won't be all like muddled with Christmas stuff. So I just think people don't know what do you want to do? How do you want to celebrate? How do you want to celebrate your community? And how do you want to showcase that a bit publicly, because that's the prompt to invite more people in, isn't it? When they start sort of see how fun it is.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
lovely. Thank you for that. Yeah,
Yeah, have a little
very
think and obviously
appreciative.
just post in
Thank
the
you.
Substack chat if you in the Sparkle chat if you do want to sort of bounce off ideas off anybody. I know Claire Powell goes live a lot as well, so I don't know whether you guys have chatted, but like she's been finding like loads of fun experiences by doing a lot of lives.
Yeah, I've been doing some lives and doing some like collab lives, and I know Claire, so I actually been meaning to ask if she'd like to do a live with me. So
There
that
we
could
go, you
be,
see.
yeah,
Yeah, she's so lovely. She's one of my
yeah,
one-to-one clients. She's so lovely. And
great.
she also wants to give a lot. You've got that in common where she wants to give out to our audience a lot. So that might be quite nice to explore. If not for this time, then another time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Thanks, Claire. That's
You're
great.
welcome. Okay, so Amber's saying I'm launching a free monthly paying cafe from November, so I won't be offering any sales, but will be bringing this offering in and further donation-based services alongside my annual membership. This feels really aligned and welcoming for me. Beautiful, Amber. Yeah. So with the paying cafe, I just think, sometimes people read that phrase and they're like, what? Like, what does that mean? And so I know because I've read your posts. So it might just be an opportunity to go more into like what the reason people feel compelled to come, what it holds space for, and just explain a bit more of that publicly because people don't always know. Yeah, that might be quite nice. And then you can link them to your posts and stuff as well. So Lee's saying last year I didn't really have much going on. I don't mind discounting a launch paid over summer when it was quiet, so feel I need another run at it. I don't know if I want to do what everyone else is doing it though. Feels like I could get lost in all the noise and I don't want to follow the BS either. So this is what I'm saying. So what we're deciding now, like as a team, as a gang, we're going to hold ourselves steady because it goes bananas, like literally bananas. So we have to know what we want to do. It really doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It's an opportunity in lots of ways, like I said, because the psychology is people are open to spending. It's very odd and very strange, but it's like the collective energy just is open to spending. So that's why people do it. And also, people have it as part of their kind of annual offer where they open the doors to get more annuals in, and then the annuals get something extra, or the annuals kind of get to have the cycle of whatever's going on. So I think just holding yourself in it, Lee, and just seeing what crops up in terms of what you want to do. And it doesn't have to be discounts. Like we don't have to do discounts. We can just do something extra for people. Like we can do a gift or invite people to come deeper with us or something like that. On Sparkle last year, I had my first like Sparkle party where we just wore like Christmas hats and like celebrated ourselves, and it was so nice. Like I was actually thinking I wish I'd done one like halfway through the year as well, where everyone starts to get a bit like, "Whew, this is all quite a lot, to keep showing up." But it is a lovely moment, and it's that kind of foot off the gas moment as well, I think, for us all in December. So that feels really nice to do. So yeah, it definitely doesn't have to be a discount. um so definitely saying I was thinking of raising my prices. Substack price and making it an annual payment. The paid subscribers get a live monthly visioning workshop with me. Is there a way to incorporate raising the prices into this time of year? And what do you think about making it annual subscription only, or would you have a founding member for the live monthly workshop? Yeah, there's quite a lot to dig into there. I think that we definitely can nudge the prices up if we want to. The difficulty with being in the Substack ecosystem, as we've seen this week, because it's added this little favicon that shows us how many Substacks people are paying for, is that people, not all people, but people tend to have a bit of a capacity limit or a bit of a budget limit when it comes for paying for Substacks. So it's almost easier to pay at the lower end of the tier and pay for more than it is to make the conscious decision to go, I'm joining this membership. Ordinarily, this would be £60 a month or $60 a month or whatever it is off platform, but I'm getting all this gorgeous value. So I'm always just cautious how I hold people in all of that because of the ecosystem that we're inside. I think in terms of price points, it has to feel really comfortable to us. So launching Sparkle on Substack at £8 a month when I did felt really good because there were no resources. People were taking a gamble by coming with me on all of my Stay Creative messaging, whereas it's been at now £20 a month and 220 a year for like the longest time, like maybe since end of last year, I think. And I don't plan on putting it up. So I got to a place where I was like, this is the price now, like the price is the price. So I think if you're feeling into that, just go a bit deeper with that and ask yourself where you'd like to get it to, because you can do it in increments and that will encourage people to come in if they've been sitting on the fence and thinking about it. So maybe just
Claire,
nudging it up. Yes, love.
yeah, if I can ask, so just to clarify,
Mm,
um,
I'm
so
just
right
looking for
now
your
it's,
picture. I'm finding you. Hang
oh,
on.
I'm not on video. I can
Oh,
come
that's
on video.
why. Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I'm like, where's she
I'm,
gone?
uh,
Carry on.
just to clarify is that right now it's $5 a month and $50 for the year.
Yeah.
And so I was two things. One, I was thinking, well, maybe in the midst of this buying season, if I say
Mm,
it's going to go up in the new year or something like that, I'm
yeah.
not really sure. So playing
Yeah.
with that idea. And because there is now a live monthly that's like 60 to 75 minute like visioning workshop with
Hmm.
breath work and meditate, all these different pieces. It feels, I can tell that it feels funny in me to have someone pay $5 and have that be what they receive. So that's why I was also wondering, like
Mm.
maybe that becomes a separate, like a founding thing, and that's part of
Hmm.
if someone pays for the year.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
playing with all of it.
Yeah, and definitely feel into it, definitely. So with founding member tier, they have to pay up front. Um, so it has to be an amount that feels comfortable to both you and them that they pay up front with that. And then obviously you make the promise of how you're going to show up for them within that tier. So that might be a solution for you for sure. Um, Also, our archive gets more valuable year on year,
Mhm.
but the internet has shiny object syndrome. So, not very many of us are delving back into archive classes very often. Like lots of us just whatever's put in front of us will be like, all right, we'll sign up for that this week.
Right,
We'll go over there.
right.
So, it's like it is valuable for sure, but it's just knowing that once somebody kind of misses it, if they don't like going into the archive in that way, it's not the same as a course, is it? You could set it up more like course style for sure. It's just knowing the behavior of the people that have already kind of signed up and how you think more people that behave in a similar way would be attracted to come in.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll think
It's a
about it. Yeah.
puzzle, but it's an interesting one. And I think we definitely get to the place where it feels comfortable and sometimes it feels uncomfortable. So I signed up to this lady who teaches about like UK like tax law and stuff like that. And I was listening to our podcast and I was finding her really interesting. And then this week she emailed to say that our program was 5,000, but she'd realized that she'd priced herself out of the market by charging 5,000. So now it's only 3,000. And it was really like refreshing in one way. But then I'm like, but then how am I meant to trust you that you know what you're doing when it comes to finance and like tax law and all of that? Because you've literally just discounted your own program by 2 grand. So she's done it publicly and she's been really honest, but she's sort of gone, oh no, I made a mistake. And we just don't really get that luxury on Substack. Like if the price goes up, the price goes up. It would be really hard to backtrack on that. You'd have to just do discounts and then you'd have everybody like in a bit of a muddy place with like some people have discounts, some people don't. So I think like getting it right and feeling into it and it feeling good is so important. And then knowing that there are always opportunities to do the coupon thing, to do the special offer thing if we want to, but we don't want to be doing those too often. I would say, 2 to 3 times a year is probably enough. If you're growing really quickly with free subscribers, you could look at doing it more, but I think we just need to be conscious not to be constantly putting offers in front of people. So loads to think about there. I'll read these in a little while, but I'm going to carry on and just go into that kind of the seasonal piece of holding us because it does throw up a lot. And we don't have to make any immediate decisions. We can just go into it a little bit. So if you would like to just do a few minutes of journaling around what you would like to offer the people that are already with you until the end of the year and the new people that you're trying to attract in to paid would be really good. If you haven't turned paid on yet, then just try and think about how you're attracting subscribers in. But ideally, you'd be thinking about what you want to offer people before the end of the year and how you want to hold them, and then how you want to entice new people in and just see what comes up for you with the energy that you think that you're going to have. I'll put those prompts in the chat. Right, I'll just give us 5 minutes on that, and then we'll go and do some work on our Substacks. Lovely. Okay, some more thoughts coming through. So, for a while now, I've been thinking that in 2026, I'll take Creatively Conscious to be twice a month publishing. Part of that, it's been really interesting for me to do this, is because I thought publishing weekly would grow my publication, but that hasn't been the case. So, although I've definitely deepened my connection with my subscribers on Creatively Conscious, I thought publishing more would grow it faster, and it hasn't. So, for me, I just want to take the pressure off and just publish twice a month because it'll give me longer to research the topic and edit the piece. I feel like sometimes I'm like editing on the day and like under this pressure to get it out. And although I can do that, it just will feel more gentle not to do that. So I'm still sitting with that. And then the fact that there is a paid newsletter element on that and just the value piece of that. So I've written down I'll definitely do another 50% off sale on Creatively Conscious because I really like to be really transparent and offer that to people. So I'll do that and I'm going to check whether I did it for the people that joined for a year or whether I did it forever. I can't remember because then they'll get their renewal emails at the same time. So I need to be ready to ask them if they do want to stay, that there's another offer and they can stay at 50% off if I only did it for a year. So I'm going to double check that. I've also got 12 Chapters Club, which kind of sits across both brands. And so it's always been like, where do I put this? Like, because I'm writing a book that's got nothing to do with Substack, but I'm encouraging people to publish on their Substack, to write a chapter a month, to come and join in with the chat. So I've just put that as a big question mark. So this is the way I like to work, and I'm just being really transparent. So I'm like, 12 chapters is still floating. Like, where does that live? Where can I have that live? Because I'm going to do the club again in 2026. So just to let you guys all know, like, it's not easy, it's not like, oh, right, that's what I'm going to do. There's a feeling, there's an intuitive nudge, and then there's a sitting with, and then there's a going, would this work for an audience? Because it's not always about what we want to do, is it? It's like what we want to do and where that meets our audience. We're always holding those two things. Um, so yeah, lots to journal through and lots to sit with, but don't let it go to a place of inertia. Like, action and momentum are your friends because they are implementation and we learn through implementing. So we do something that maybe feels a bit stretchy and out of our comfort zone, and then we learn from that. And then we go, okay, like that didn't feel as good as I wanted, or that felt amazing, or actually I didn't expect that result. And then we make that part of our annual publishing cadence or our annual set of offers and stuff like that. So definitely, like, just my invitation to be brave with any of the stuff that you want to do and really quiet the noise because it does get nuts. But for some reason, that's what it does. So we're ready for it. We're ready for it. And New Year is quieter. So November, December will be busy in terms of people putting offers in front of you, and then January is quieter. So January is a good time for a price hike. So if you want to get people in before your January price hike, or you want to do that in April, you can plan for that stuff if you are looking at putting your prices up. The people that paid will stay at the price that they joined at unless you gave them a coupon for a year. So you can do that in coupons if you want people just to have a special price for a year. Um, okay, so the topic of the call was having our Substack work hard for us behind the scenes. So that was kind of like part one, to make sure that we are looking at our older self and the version that kind of was brave enough to publish the pieces and take the experiments and do the things. And then the second part is looking at our evolution for this year. So on our about page and in our welcome emails, we'll go in and we'll be like, oh, because we evolve. Like, we change the way we do things, we change the way we think, we change the way that we say things, we deepen our understanding of where we're meeting our audiences at. So without looking at your about page and your welcome email to free subscribers and paid, if you've got paid switched on, I want you to write down on your notebooks what you think you are inviting people to. It can just be a line or two. But what do you think you're inviting people to? What should be on there? Might be on there, but what are you inviting people to? What do you think it is? Oh, the door just slammed there, jumped. I'll put that in the chat. Beautiful. So you guys have got some of these already. So Georgina's saying, I think I'm inviting people to take creative risks with me and find clarity in the noise. Love that. Christina, this one is easy. Resonance with the arts, especially literature for spiritual transformation. That's my passion. Christina, second Christina, P, lively, often witty, personal essays with wider resonance for culture, society, and politics. Daria's saying joyful and practical ways to add life to your years. Yes, definitely, definitely resonates. So mine was on Creatively Conscious, a consciously creative, entrepreneurial, wholehearted home. It's a lot of words, but I just was like, that's it in a nutshell. I will not have said that sentence anywhere because I've never written it before, but that's what I wrote down. So now we're going to have a look at our about pages and we're going to do some focused work together where we are writing it from this place of already knowing we're enough. We're so proud of everything that we've done and created in our work, in our lives, outside of Substack, on Substack. We're writing it from that place of going like, I'm really good. I'm really good. I'm so proud of myself. I've done so well. I feel so, so pleased with myself. And this is a lesson in humility a bit and hyping ourselves and all that good stuff, but we have to be a beacon for why we feel like people would want to stay. Subscribes can be easy, but why do people want to stay? So we have to be like, that person, and I've used this analogy before, where someone surprise pops up at our doorstep at home and we're like, oh my God, come on in. I've just baked a cake. Like, come and sit around the table, tell me everything. Like, we have to be so generous. We're not going to do the career thing, the LinkedIn thing, like any of that. Like, it's the generosity of spirit that gets us Substack subscribers and people that want to stick around. So we'll be in our most generous self, we'll be in our most proud self, and we're looking at that about page and we're going to just go in and just tinker a little bit and see if there's anything that we would like to change as we hold the next phase of our evolution. Let's have a look. Actually, for the beginners, I am just going to do a quick screen share because this is a really easy way into an about page edit. And I just, in case people don't know. So if you're already here on your own homepage, you can literally just go to your about page and press the edit button there. And that is the simplest way. So we'll do that. Okay, I'll move us on, but obviously there probably will be more that you want to do. Does anyone want to share in terms of personal evolution what you read there and that and how that felt, now that you're here and you're kind of coming from that place of feeling proud? Was there anything that you wanted to change instantly? Was there anything you wanted to sit with? Does anyone want to share? You can chat if you want to chat. All just got
I'm happy
excellent.
to share.
Oh, good. I thought everybody just had excellent about pages there, Georgina.
No, and I've actually been reworking mine for 3 months and still there's changes. So these little prompt reflections are helpful. Thanks, Claire. So for me, the first thing that I noticed was that I'd listed in the very second paragraph creative AI, which basically means that I think artificial intelligence is creative, and that's not what I want people to think. So it was just the
Hmm.
addition of the and symbol to say creativity and AI, and how do those come together? That was really key, and I wouldn't have caught that if that wasn't for today. And then I'm only halfway down the page, but like, as you know, I rebranded my Live Sparks to Wonder on Wednesday. So I've added that in now. And a few little things. I think anything we can do really to help it sit more warmly, and more joyfully and more accurately as well. So yeah, thanks.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love that. So sometimes it is that like brand tweak. Like I said something about join us to access the archive of over 150 posts, but I just literally went on and showed you guys there was over 400. So I changed that. I was like, oh well, there's way more than 150. I also had my bestseller badge on twice, so I must have just been very proud. I was put it on twice. So it's so easy to just let our about page do its thing and know that subscribers are coming, but never really sit with it and check where we are in relation to what we've said, because it is always a previous version of ourselves. Um, so Jari is saying my about page is more about my newsletter than me. I don't get to me until near the end. So we're just looking for that human to human connect. So as long as you're connecting with people in the copy, like as long as you're kind of finding that like-minded element of what it is that people would want to subscribe for, it's fine. Like I said on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday when I saw you guys, we want a subscribe button quite high up. So like after the first or second paragraph, you want a subscribe button in there because we want to be able to just get the people who are like, heck yes, this is for me to just subscribe. And then obviously we can carry on with the storytelling. We can carry on inviting people as we go further down the page. Vanessa saying, I just made a few tweaks and added one of my fave pics of me as a child with my speak and spell toy. Love that. And actually, when I looked at the photo of me, it's like it's in March, it'll be 2 years old. And so, because in the Vibrant Visibility Challenge, we've challenged ourselves to organize our photos and think about new photos and all of that stuff. I do think there's something in there for me. Like, I definitely wanted a photo of me, but there's a lovely, grid of photographs at the bottom that just feels more vibrant, just feels more inviting than the photo of me. So I can go really deep into this stuff like it's my artist brain really, but I just wanted to hold myself in that a bit and be like, how could I invite people into more of the coastal like reason why I started that newsletter to kind of reach people from the sea. So I'll have a little look at that. Good, okay. So the welcome emails is the next part of it. So, what I've been saying to you guys for a while is that we can always dangle a carrot to say, if you subscribe to my publication, a gift will appear in your welcome email. So, make sure you drag that welcome email out of spam, out of junk. Make sure you get that welcome email because so many times they go into junk or spam. And that's just through no fault of our own. Like email systems change all the time. Like when Google did a big update, when Apple did a big update and everything was organized into promotions, it just is a headache. So you want to make sure that you are communicating to the person who is excited to read your newsletter and subscribe to it, that they get something for subscribing. So obviously you can carry on with your about page later, but let's just dive into those welcome emails. I'll screen share and show you the best way to find them and just see what it is that we're offering people. Obviously, you can offer the archive. We've got the archive button there. You can do that for sure. That's fine. You could also offer a PDF. You could offer they could sign up to a different email list if you've got like another email platform that you use. You can offer an audio. You can offer a popular post that's done really well. You can offer an ebook. You can offer a cup of tea, like literally just you can do anything. But I just think it's really savvy and smart to be thinking about what is the offer. Like, why would someone pull that out of spam and care? Because not enough people are doing it. And we're at the front curve of that, of understanding that this is a way to help people to receive our email newsletters, and it's a nice point of connection as well. So I'll share my screen again and just show you the way to get in. So we'll come out of that. Luckily, the about page saves automatically. I've had a little glow up, guys. I'm quite excited about this. So this is my new Audience Alchemy program, and I'm doing a series of 4 to 6 mini podcast episodes about it. So I put the first one live today. I didn't email it out. I just put it up there and changed the whole identity of my publication. It used to have this photograph, but like stretched out along here. Anyway, like I just get excited about this stuff. I was like, whew, that's big. So we go into the dashboard, and then you want to go down into settings. And then you would literally just type welcome. And then obviously it's going to give us everything that Substack wants to tell us has the word welcome in it. So you've got your welcome page photo, which is shown to people before they subscribe. You've got your welcome page stuff there, and then scroll down a little ways and you're going to have your emails to free, paid and imported subscribers. So the imported subscribers is if you gather an email list in CSV format and you upload it, and at that point it'll say, do you want to send your welcome email to imported subscribers? What it used to do is just copy exactly what you had for free subscribers if you didn't have anything there, but you can uncheck it. So we're really just interested in these two, but we're going to go into the free one because I know not everybody's got paid on yet. So it's a confirmation that the person is on your list, because so much has happened with Substack and it'll change again. Like, it's the platform that has changed the most. I think it's just honestly changed more than TikTok and Instagram at this rate. Like, the changes they make and roll out are so fast and so thick and fast. So the reconfirmation is really important. Hi, you're here, you've subscribed to an X, whatever the name of your publication is, and then a reconfirmation with a photo of you, if you're comfortable doing that, is just strong. It's just a strong opener. And then you can go into anything else that you'd like to go into there. So I always keep it conversational. So it goes on, little photo of my kids' shadows, so cute. They're a lot bigger now. And just explains a little bit more. It's quite short. So I don't think this one has a gift in it, something that I can look at for further down the line, but I think it is a really good thing to do if you have got a gift that you can give people. If you don't put a photo in it, it will have a higher delivery rate, slightly higher delivery rate. So you can experiment with that. If you just want it to be a really simple confirmation, that's obviously fine. If you want to put a gift in there as well, that's brilliant. If you are, big into the visuals like I am, you'll want to put a photo in there and just sort of risk the delivery. But those are some top tips. But like I said, if there's something that you've written that did really well and resonated with your audience, get it in there. Why not? Because people have already subscribed from a post or from a note or because you've asked them to, and then you're allowing them to go deeper into your world. So let's have a few minutes on that and see where you guys get to. Oh, yes, Christina, sorry. I just saw your message there. So when you go into settings, just type welcome into your settings. I'll share my screen again. You might have got it by now, but I just think it's one of them, especially with the new dashboard. It's like, what on earth? What are we doing? So when you're here on your home page and you'll get the dashboard toggle there. So obviously I've got a few publications, but I would go there and then I would go down to settings here and then type in the word welcome in there, and that's going to get you to your welcome emails right there. So that's what to do. Yeah. And I'm sorry it's like that. I mean, I think, over time I might click into some of these things, but I'm still going down to settings every time and just searching for what I want. So I'm just clicking settings and then searching because I'm so used to doing that anyway. And I don't think it's helpful for us to just have to read loads of stuff all the time. Yeah, I think it's just off-putting really to have to try and decipher all the different language that Substack use for things because none of it's really that intuitive. Um, Lou, good question. So Substack very kindly, not kindly at all, when they launched surveys, gave us a survey that was already kind of populated with questions. So you want to be in stats to edit it, but I would just take it out. Like the idea is that we capture the person that wants to subscribe, not give them a survey. If we want to give them a survey at another time and we want to use Substack to do that, that's fine. But it's Substack doing its Substack thing with bells and whistles again that we don't need. We just don't need it. Google Forms work fine. The surveys are fine. Like I'm being down on Substack, but it's like because they put it in everybody's about page and it's like it doesn't do anything. It just asks them questions about themselves and people don't fill it in. Um, yeah, so that's it because as we evolve, Daphne, we do end up with older content on them. We're like, oh, what do we say there? And like, I want to be more generous here. So I need to put a gift in my welcome email for Creatively Conscious. I really want to do that. I just haven't. So I will definitely do that. Um, and Lee's going to put the archive in, encourage people to come say hello over on the hero post. Yeah, so my invite to chat post is called Let's Cozy Round the Fire in Creatively Conscious. And it's from 2003. 2023, not 2003. 2023. And it's now nearly 2026. It won't be long, so I really need to do something about that as well. So I've written that down because no new people have done that because obviously it's really old and the culture change and Substack has been massive. So where that used to go out in the welcome email, people would go straight into that post and that would be the little gift of like connection. Nobody's doing that now. So I need to change that. The culture shifts. We have to shift with it. The other thing that I've talked to you guys about before is that it's nice to ask a question. So I ask people what their favorite ice cream flavor is. And I do get replies to that. So that's really lovely. So anything that you can do to break the fourth wall, because we all are signed up to too many emails. Black Friday comes around, you send an email at the wrong time and someone unsubscribes again. So we're really trying to like build the connection before somebody disappears off, and make them feel really seen. Yeah, Vanessa's taken the surveys out. Good. Yeah, we need to do that. The questions are awful, Lou. It's really bad. It's like Substack, what were you thinking? What went on there? So Joe's saying, yeah, that subtle adjust to feel like they're part of a membership. So this is why I've differentiated recently with you guys, because we've always talked about paywalls here. We've talked about recurring revenue, like we've looked at all of that stuff. There's all those classes in the archive. But when I did my class earlier in the year around how to start, build, and grow a membership on Substack, it was specifically about memberships. And then the one that's coming up, you guys have got 50% off if you want to come, is just a deep dive into like paid newsletters without bells and whistles, without classes, without things. It's just paid newsletters so people can have the confidence again to know that a paid newsletter does work. It's just managing expectations. So my paid newsletter, I think did it say it was about 118, wasn't it? People paying, 118 people paying. So Substack bestseller, but I've had to reduce the price point because I didn't want to do the extra membership stuff there. I wanted to be all in on Sparkle and leave myself space for other creative projects. So it is a newsletter now. It never used to be. It used to be a bit of a hybrid. So I'm very passionate about us knowing exactly what we want it to be. if we're doing classes and inviting people to things, it is more of a membership. It could be a paid newsletter with membership elements, but I think for the value piece and the price point piece, we just need to be really clear. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you guys have done amazing. Um, so Lee saying I share my emails that I quit my corporate job because of Tom's like and then ask them what TV characters inspired them to do something drastic. I love that, the girl from Labyrinth. Yeah, she's like my one. You know, when you like watch Labyrinth, but you probably shouldn't be watching Labyrinth because you're too young to watch Labyrinth, but then you've watched Labyrinth. It was like, whoa. So I just feel like that coming of age character was just massively impactful on me. I still don't really know why, but yeah, that's what I would say intuitively straight away. See my baby. I think just the fact that I could take on anything because she did. She really took on a lot, a lot. There was a lot went on. It was really funny when I was working in American summer camps. They all would have labyrinth nights, like at least twice. So, like at least twice in the 8 weeks, we would all like put labyrinth on the big screen, get all the good snacks, and there'd be like, I don't know, there's like 80 kids or something, however many that there was, and we'd all be watching labyrinth, and I'd be like, how are these 5-year-olds not absolutely terrified? But you know, times move on, don't they? I might watch it with my son actually. Do we think labyrinth's an appropriate thing for an 11-year-old? It's probably fine. Dance Magic Dance. Yes, I know. Just iconic, iconic. I think the Wonderland themed stuff as well, like connecting to magic and like remembering that we're creatives for a reason, we're writers for a reason, we can summon worlds whenever we feel like it, you know, like really try with that stuff because we don't have to dim that down, you know, we don't have to make anything bland. Like we can make it really exciting and wonderful and break that fourth wall, go into nostalgia, like all of those lovely tools that we have are really good to do. Okay, so oh, there's a remake. Oh my God, I'm so at the loop. I'm going to voice note Lee later and I'm going to continue this conversation because I'm just like obsessed now. Um, the last bit of the class was about making the most of our publications and thinking about what lives inside of our publication. So I wanted to speak to you guys about using tags. So when we tag someone on notes, you guys are kind of wrapped your head around that and you know that you can tag colleagues and you can have chats and you can tag other people in. But I don't see many people utilizing how we can tag people inside of publications as much as they used to do. And I don't know what the reason for that is, but I'm here to say to you guys, when people were doing that, when people were doing roundups and shouting other people out, when people were collaborating and bringing a different tone of voice, when people were bringing people into posts, guesting with them, all of that gorgeous stuff, highlighting their work, highlighting their archive, that was bringing a big swell of growth. Because it's that reciprocity piece. So it's like we're doing this together, we're colleagues. And here's a different angle on things. I really appreciate this person's work, you know, all that gorgeous stuff. So, bit of a challenge between now and the end of the year to think about the other people who are writing on this beautiful platform and doing this lovely work alongside you, and whether you can give them a bit of a shout out inside of your publication, whether you can link to anything that they're doing, or whether you want to invite them in to guest post for you, because it is really powerful. It's a really powerful growth tool and it gets us out of our own way. You know, if we get a bit of writer's block or we're not sure which direction to take things in, it's just nice to have in our back pocket to think, oh, well, we'll just do another lovely roundup, or we'll shout people out, or we'll do a little collab post. So, before we go, any questions on that? Georgina's got a hand up. Yes, sure.
Georgina always has her hand up. Sorry,
It's
guys.
all
Hopefully
good.
it
No,
helps
it's
other
good.
people though too. Thank
You're
you.
like my prize student. She comes to all the calls. She's only been on Substack 3 months. She was like, I'm getting it. I'm in there. We're doing it. I love it.
I am so excited. Thank you for your encouragement.
You're so
So yeah,
welcome.
I wanted to ask about this tagging thing because I'm with you on this. I want to celebrate people, and I tag everybody. So I have a connection spotlight in with a little flashlight emoji in all of my newsletters, and I'm always shouting somebody out, but I'm not
Nice.
sure if they're receiving the tag, Claire. That's what I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
ask you about.
Mm-hmm.
When I tag you on notes, for example, to say thanks for your workshop, Claire, that works. But I equally gave you a shout out to my newsletter, and I don't think you received a notification. So
Mm-hmm.
do you know like how we can do it technically correct in the post so people do get notified that we've shouted them out?
Yeah, are you using the at symbol or you just
Yeah.
linking? Yeah, so
No, I use.
it is the at symbol for sure. And I think we chatted about it at the time, didn't we? Because sometimes I just get too many notifications and I get a bit lost and I can't like get back to the beginning because it's like too many or something. So it could have been that I just missed it. So I obviously always apologize for that because you're mortified because it's so kind when people do shout you out. So it could have been that. Sometimes it's a Substack glitch, but if you're using the at symbol, you can at somebody's name as long as they allow you to tag them, or you can at their publication. So I tend to do both. So I'll at their name and then I'll at the publication. When I tried to do it after our was it our live the other day? No, it was our hot seat call, and I wanted to tag the people in who had like come and bravely shared a question, and people's names just weren't coming up, and I was running out of time before the kids got back, and I was like, you know what, I can't do this now, and so it was gone. Like the opportunity was missed, which is a shame, but it just wasn't working. So it should come up when it's that at symbol. If it doesn't, it's a tricky one, isn't it? I think sometimes it can be due to do with privacy settings or if you don't follow or subscribe to them, because they obviously would come up. But usually, if you type at A, it'll just start bringing everybody up. So I don't think it is to do with that. I think it's just a weird Substack glitch, to be honest.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Granya's saying, is there a way to see how many people follow links in your posts? So if we do a roundup, yeah, you can see link clicks, and it's such a brilliant tool to be able to look at the link clicks in Substack. So when you go into your post stats, you'll be able to see it. So let's have a look at one of mine, and then we can just see what's gone on with it. I'll try and see if there's one. I'm trying to think if I've actually put a few clicks and stuff. I do them more on Sparkle, I think, than Creatively Conscious. I'll just see. Because some posts I link out a lot.
They've got this new thing too with links while you're looking for that, Claire, where when we hyperlink, like embed a link into a piece of text, you can click the tab if you just look a little bit below. And when you click tab, you can insert it as a small, medium, or large thumbnail. So if you wanted to link in an article or somebody else's article, it's actually going to look really nicely, beautifully in your post as well. Or you can just embed it with a line under the text.
Yeah, that's nice. We can toggle it and change it, can't we? Yeah. So try to share the right window for you guys. So this one had quite a bit of traction. So if I go to view stats on this one, it's here. So it's saying obviously the number of subscribers and the views and stuff, but then the links clicked. So it'll say how many people clicked the link and then how many people clicked the like button, which we can see obviously publicly as well. And then what else people click. So people have clicked my live call list. People have clicked another post. People have clicked into something else. And what I'm sorry, I'm just moving our little window. You can click into more and see what you get there. Oh, they've clicked all over the place. So what tends to happen 9 times out of 10, and I've checked this with marketing experts as well, is usually the top links get the most clicks. So if you do a roundup, if you're like, these are my favorite slow-lived creative people on Substack, and there's like 10 of them, the person you list first will get the most clicks, and then it'll go down incrementally because people just get fatigued and they're like, I've clicked enough now. So it's like a really weird thing, but it's just for you to know as well. So I tend to mix it up and not do it alphabetically, partly because my name's Venus. So, technically I would always be last. And I feel a lot for my kids as well. And actually, my daughter's school told me that they don't do that because it is so unfair, because obviously Luna would always be last, bless her. But yeah, so that's something to bear in mind as well if you're doing roundups. But that's a really good thing to check if, and especially like if you're an entrepreneur and you're doing other stuff and you want people to click into your classes off platform, you can check on those clicks and see what's going on. I just messaged Anna Rose this week because Anna is one of my affiliates for my podcast course, and she's having a whale of a time at the minute with her podcast. Is going so well. So I wanted to tell her that her affiliate click had my most clicks out of everyone. No sales, that's on me, but it had something like 113 clicks where people had sort of checked it out and like had a look, and then obviously had their barriers to purchasing it, which is totally fine. And she was like so pleased to hear that. So it was just like a lovely chat. So yeah, it is really good. And it's also, if your post is quite quiet in terms of likes, but it's had quite a lot of views, it might be because the action people took wasn't a like, it was a click. And actually, which one are we going to prefer? It just depends where we're at and what we want people to do. So, sorry, that was a bit of a deep dive, but hopefully helpful. So Vanessa saying, would you suggest roundups with only 4 or 5 tags? People will discern. So if you say, I like this person because, then you're leading them in because of X, Y, and Z. If you just have a big long list of people, people will just make a choice and they definitely won't click through everyone unless, somebody just wants to read the entire internet. But I've not met someone yet. They're just like, we're all sort of being discerning about what we click into. The ones that I get mentioned in, sometimes if it's like a Substack education roundup, I'm always a bit nervous to click them, but sometimes it is helpful because it's like that's how they see me in relation to the sea of other educators. And it's always nice, it's always complimentary, and it's always just a bit different to how I might describe myself. So people always like that, like it's a nice compliment. Joe's saying I click if I like the name. Yeah, and this is why, it's lovely to have a really clear name or a whimsical name, but sometimes we have to give people the background story as to like what it is, because it still doesn't say what it is. It's hard, we don't get as many characters as we could use, do we, on our Expo bio explainer. So if we have got a name that is a bit obtuse as a publication name, it's just tricky, isn't it? So these sorts of things are real gifts, and I think they start conversations as well. So like, I would always DM somebody who's mentioned me in a tag with other educators. Like if I got that, I would always say thank you, like in the comments, if I got that sort of thing. It does just put you in front of new audiences and new people, and that person might also restack it to notes as well. Obviously, they don't always, but lots of the time they do. So it's a nice thing to do. When you are looking, and this is very new, this is the very last thing I wanted to say and teach. When you are looking at your archive and everything that you've put together, sometimes the same way that you might sort of pull clippings out of a newspaper towards like something making sense in a bigger than the sum of its parts. Sometimes you're like, oh, that would be a really good collection. And so I started this on Sparkle. I can't remember the first one I did. I think I just called it the money stack, the monetization stack or something like that. So I wanted to stack together all of the articles that were around a certain topic, because there was so much in the archive. So this is like the old gold piece. So as we're publishing and building up that archive, if you wanted to put things in front of people again, and if there's tags in there and all that gorgeous stuff, then it just gives them another fresh outing. So it can be nice to think about that as we head towards 2026 and planning in what we might like to do. And obviously we're not there yet, but sometimes, you get somebody new to your world and they just want to know all the things that you've, talked about with this particular topic. So it's in service to them to house them all inside of one post, if that makes sense, and make it like a stack of the subject matter. I hope that makes sense. I don't know how well I explained it. But yeah, I'll let you guys go. We've got hot seats again on Tuesday. So if you're around, it's going to go to 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, and then it'll be 3 p.m. the week after. The hot seats are just a gorgeous opportunity to be mentored and coached and like connect with everybody here. So if you've got something that you're stuck with, that you want to workshop a bit, or if you just want to come and connect in and have it on in the background while you do your work, we'll be here. Thanks again for all of your gorgeous enthusiasm. Get yourself another about page session. get yourself another welcome email page session and make them as strong as you possibly can. Make sure that you feel like that positioning is really good, and you can just leave that for another few months then. Okay, guys, take care. Have a wonderful evening. See you all again really soon.